lose the essence of having fun. We lose the essence of being creative. And that's where we go wrong. We lose touch with those things that we should hold on to. A lot of people age because you start thinking old. You start thinking, oh, I'm getting old, I'm not supposed to do this, I'm not supposed to do that. This is a real serious mental fitness thing I want you guys to consider. I've been talking about this a lot lately to the people around me. We see certain people, like as a society, when we're kids, we play. Especially in my generation, we didn't have social media. We didn't have all this technology. So we had to use our imagination. We had to physically get outside and play. We had to interact with each other. We played with toys. We thought. We built things. We took things apart. We did things a lot differently. In a lot of ways, these kids, I feel, are at a disadvantage because sometimes too much technology and too much information makes you lazy. It pulls you back from being creative. Our society teaches us at a certain point to move away from your creativity, to move away from having fun, to get serious, to grow up, to stop the things that makes you youthful, that makes you fun, that just makes you feel good. So think about this as an example. As a kid, you read comic books, you play video games, you play with toys, you run around, you act silly, right? Then you start to grow up. And what do? You gotta grow up, you gotta get serious. These things are no longer acceptable, right? So you stunt your creativity, you stunt your fun. Now, when you used to have fun joking around and laughing and playing and doing different things and exploring your creativity, now fun is we're gonna go out to the bar. We're gonna go to the club. That doesn't fit everybody. It actually makes people miserable because they're doing things that they really don't want to do. I see people who they're grown-ass adults. They still read comic books. They still collect figurines, and they still do certain things. Where I look at them like, yo, you a little weird. I ain't really feeling you. You different. What are you doing? You're like, grow up. Like, what's wrong with you? I look at these people like there's weirdness, something wrong with them, and I started to realize one day that is the problem. We look at certain people who do certain things and they keep certain childlike tendencies. They still have fun a certain way. They do things that's a little bit off of the norm. And we look at them like there's something wrong with them, but really, there's something wrong with us. They didn't let go of their creativity, their fun side, their imagination. They didn't let go of the things that brings them joy. People that we may think are nerds or weirdos, they still are in that creative, fun zone. Those same people will go and create Marvel comics and cartoons and video games and be millionaires. Look at Stan Lee. He turned his passion, turned it into comic books, turned it into figurines. Now all these years later, he's an old man. Now there's all these movie franchises, right? If somebody would have told him at a certain point, as a young adult, to grow up and leave that stuff alone as childlike, think about all the things he would not have accomplished. Think about all of the things that we love from the movies and stuff like that, and the characters that we wouldn't be able to know about or we wouldn't be able to appreciate these things. Because he didn't allow himself to stunt his creativity. He allowed all of that energy to flow and grow. But still we look at people like that who may not have accomplished, things on that level, and they just may collect toys or do certain things, and we look at them like they're weird or something wrong with them. It's not. It's wrong for us as a society, in my opinion, to stunt that creativity. Even if you're not looking to do something big like make movies or create things, just maintaining that fun side, that creative side, that world inside your head. It creates growth, it creates stimulation, it creates fun, it puts you in a good place. And when we restrict those things, we don't realize the harm that we're doing to young kids and young adults, because we're stunting that creativity. We're putting them in a situation where they're growing old and they're thinking old, and we lose the essence of having fun. We lose the essence of being creative. And that's where we go wrong. We lose touch with those things that we should hold on to. Some of those childlike tendencies that we have, we should not get rid of. We should not keep it. I'm not finding the words exactly that I'm looking for, but I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. We got to start looking at things a little bit differently, understanding things differently, looking at things from a different perspective. We're growing old mentally and physically too fast. And it's all these things that we're not thinking about and conscious of from our environment, the negativity that we surround ourselves, the things that we put in our body, the stunting ourselves from having fun and doing things that made us feel good as kids. There's nothing wrong with keeping some of those things in your life. Now the problem is, it's uncomfortable, it may be weird or foreign to you, and some of those things you may deep in your heart want to still do, but you're going to feel weird if somebody sees you doing it. You may feel weird if you even say it to somebody, but I guarantee you there's other people, they're thinking the same thing, and if they aren't consciously thinking it, if you bring it to their attention, you got a lot of people that'll be like, yo, you're right. But people are afraid to do things different. They're afraid to step outside of the box. I really want you guys to really deeply think about what I'm talking about. Leave your comments in the comments section. Let's talk about it. Let's have some discussions. Let's further these discussions, and just start considering what I'm saying. Think about it.